Alrighty, guys. How you doing, guys? It is Feature Friday. It is Plymouth Jones here from ScrewUp TV. And today, we have the amazing Taylor Grace. How you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing okay. Doing okay. Just coming back from the left coast, so my hours are a little bit switched around. So I'm
happens.
coming back into the future. That's what they say.
Right.
They do now.
We'll roll with it.
We'll go with it.
Makes sense
we'll
to
take
me.
that. As you guys know, on Feature Friday, guys, we like to showcase and highlight local talent here in the Charlotte industry. Taylor, you are a Jack or Jill of all trades. You got a lot going on.
Oh, yeah.
You got a lot going on.
Yeah. I've started referring to myself as a Jill of all trades
There you
more
go.
recently. Specifically with, like, entertainment. I'm an actress.
Mm-hmm.
I've been acting since I was 8.
Mm-hmm.
So a wee little child.
Okay.
I grew up working professionally, but as I started growing up, I sort of got more interested in the behind the camera aspect
Absolutely.
too. I'm a writer.
Nice.
I just like it all.
Yeah, no worries.
It's hard to pick one certain thing.
I mean, once you're kind of in the entertainment world, you kind of want to get a little bit of everything.
Right.
Let's take it back a bit. So you said you started at 8.
Yeah.
Was this like in film? Was this on stage? Was this in theater? Like what was this?
So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. A true Hollywood story.
Okay.
Right
All
here.
right. Exclusive.
So I grew up on a 50-acre cattle farm.
Okay.
And I have 2 older sisters, but they were like already in high school whenever I was like a child. So I sort of had to like play by myself, and that's fine. I'm very imaginative.
There you go.
I would just make my own costumes, and we would travel to like
That's awesome.
Colonial Williamsburg and places like that, and I would want to have like the authentic outfits. So
She was method.
absolutely. Absolutely. So I would get all of these different like colonial outfits or whatever, and I would put them on like at home and just play like Little House on the Prairie.
There you
like,
go.
on my own.
That's
and
awesome.
I would perform shows for my cows and
Okay, for your cows?
For my cows.
Did they applaud? Or moo and
they were
acknowledgement?
interested.
Okay.
It wasn't really a hardcore moo. It was like a like I don't
Yeah, kind of like
a-
feed me,
right.
maybe still.
Well, it was like a feed me, but also don't stop.
Don't stop. I like
Don't
it.
stop.
The cows kept you going.
They were my supporters from the very beginning.
Yeah, well, shout out to the cows out there, keeping her going.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I wish I had a cow story.
It's it's never too late. You can always.
Some people might find it weird now if I'm just in random people's farms, maybe. Or maybe if I just dress up as a cow, maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
There are some authentic costumes out there for cows.
I'm down for it.
That's
Okay, so... all right, so when you were doing your cow performances, did you know that this is what I want to do?
So
this is what I...
Right. Well, okay. So at the time I wasn't really like aware. I was just being a kid, I was just like
Just
being
having
silly
fun.
and being fun. And my mom, she actually, when she was younger, she was into theater and the arts, and so I get that from her. And she would like notice that I would spend all of my hours performing for the cows.
Yeah, of course.
And so she
get
got
this girl an audience.
right. Okay, she was like, let's get her in front of some people.
Right.
Let's find some like human interaction. So I started with community theater.
Nice.
Did about 4 plays when I was younger. And
Whereabouts was this again?
so I live in Ellenboro, North Carolina, and there's like 400 people there. So
Okay.
the art
More
community.
cows than people.
Yeah, basically. Very rural.
Okay.
Very rural. And so we had to travel. Like, we went to Shelby Community Theater, and
Right on.
I did do a few plays within, like, my county's Arts Council, but I just preferred the Shelby and Hickory Arts Council better,
Right on.
their audition process and all of that stuff. So after I did 101 Dalmatians.
Very cool.
I
Who'd
was-
you play?
I was the nanny.
Oh, right, the nanny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't have 101 Dalmatians without the nanny.
No, of course not. It was a wonderful experience, and
That's awesome.
so from then on, the director of that led me to my first agent,
Nice.
and that was just sort of the beginning, I guess.
Okay. All right. And how old were you when you got your agent?
I was probably about 10.
Okay, wow.
So
nice.
10,
Very cool.
newly 10. So I signed with that agent, got headshots.
Okay.
Started building that resume.
There you go.
Making connections, working, auditioning a lot.
Right.
This was before self-tapes. So
Yeah.
my mom specifically, because I couldn't drive, she would
Not
drive.
at 10.
Right. I mean, I could have, but
if it was a cow,
hazard.
it'd have to be a cow. You'd have
Right,
to drive.
right.
What so like what was your first, do you remember like your first experience being on a set, like as a 10-year-old, newly 10? Did you think you were like the next Shirley Temple, you know, were you like, what were you?
Oh my gosh. I don't know necessarily if I was like considering myself the next Shirley Temple, but I knew that I had found what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
That's awesome.
I was just an extra, but it was a film that was actually filming here in Charlotte.
Okay.
The crew and production company were from LA.
Awesome.
So it was a big set.
Yeah.
And literally all I did for about 14 hours was walk from like point A to point B.
Yep.
Like back and forth,
back
and forth. And my mom was like, she is not going to want to do this again. It was hot. It was so hot.
Yeah.
But then when we wrapped, we got back in the car, and the first thing I said was like, okay, let's go. Let's do it again.
That's awesome.
I'm ready.
I want to keep walking. That's awesome.
Yeah, let's just keep the walking.
Keep the
That's
walking
what
going.
I want to do.
That's fine. That's awesome. I mean, I'm sure as a kid that had to be an incredible experience just to even walk on like you still had giant cameras watching you.
Oh
walk.
yeah, and a crane.
Yeah. Oh man.
And so I was like, oh my god.
That's awesome.
This is amazing.
So let's flash forward. So when you kind of like phased out of like the childhood phase, was that like was it like a moment where you decided to keep doing this, or did you just kind of keep going? Was it like a weird phase between like the childhood acting and then your adult acting career?
Well, I'm really tall.
Okay.
I've been 5'10" since I was in middle school, and before I stopped growing, I was always at least like 5'7", 5'8". So I always auditioned for older roles. So there was, I guess, a little bit of a transition between like me being a child actor and then like a teen young adult actor. But specifically, I just focused on like just trying to get on as many sets as I could, auditioning a lot, making connections with networking with other filmmakers.
Which is huge.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It really is, because, I feel like it's really important just to constantly be creating.
Yep.
And so I wasn't really looking for like a quote big break.
Right.
I was just looking to create.
Yeah.
And I knew that eventually if I just stuck with creating, then I would feel the success that I would want to feel.
Absolutely.
So
Okay. Well, speaking of creating, I've heard that you've created maybe a series of books.
Yeah.
Is that something you've done?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so when I was 15, I wrote a book in the summer while everyone else was, being...
Camps and
Yeah,
stuff.
right. Doing things.
Yeah.
I was sitting at my computer, and I had gone through a little bit of, like, a dark moment, like every teenager kind of goes through. And instead of letting that define who I was, I just put it into writing. I had never written anything. And
Was this fictional or
fictional? Yes, it's the book. The book's called Destined.
Destined.
The first book is called Destined, and it's basically the battle between good and evil. Spiritual warfare, but the novels within themselves are secular. So I wanted to reach more than just a Christian audience, although some of my inspiration came from certain scriptures. I wanted the novel and the series as a whole to be secular because obviously not everyone is a Christian, and I wanted people to see the message for what it was rather than, like a scripted base.
Yeah, some people just don't like to feel like they're being preached to.
Exactly.
But you can still give a good... Absolutely. Awesome. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Where might one find these novels?
So, I finished the trilogy as like a whole when I was 17, and so the entire trilogy was on Kindle download, and it was a bestseller in 8 countries for Kindle. And I was like, whoa, something I didn't even expect to even become a thing. I just started writing, and then doors opened, I met people, and I self-published the first go-around. But since then, I feel like I have grown as a person, but as well as a writer. So I've pulled the books from online. You can probably find like resold hard copies somewhere, but I've rewritten it.
Ooh.
And it's longer, it's more detailed.
There we go. And
I'm looking for a bigger publishing platform. I want it to be like Barnes and Noble, Books A Million, like everywhere.
Very cool.
Everywhere.
That's awesome. I'm just curious. When you went to initially self-publish it, like, what did you do? like so I used to do like a lot of writing when I was younger. I wrote I wrote the first part of a trilogy that never happened. But I wrote it out on like Microsoft Word or something like that. Yeah. And I let my teacher read it, and then I never did anything with it. Like I wanted to, I started looking into some self-publishing, but I never like followed through with that. Like what were your steps? Like what did you do to go ahead and publish it?
Right. Well, that's a great question. So for this particular project and the birth of Destined originally, I was told, just like from an acting standpoint, that it was important to network and befriend authors because if their books are ever turned into movies, they could get you an audition if you meet a breakdown for one of their characters. So I started connecting with a man named Roger Grubbs on Twitter. Wonderful man. And Roger Grubbs. He has...
Has he been doing it for a while? Mm-hmm. It might be the same, guy who I probably looked into a while ago and just never followed through. Yeah, it sounds familiar.
He's about in his 70s, I would say.
Okay, yeah.
And so he helped me, actually.
Yeah. Awesome.
He was the one who handled all of the actual self-publishing because he had done it. He's self-published well over 40 books. Yeah. So he's
gotta be the same guy.
That's
awesome.
That's something specifically I'm not really familiar with because he was a mentor for me. So I kind of have to give all of the props
to Mr. Grubbs. Roger Grubbs, Mr. R. Grubbs.
This all happened.
That's awesome.
Yeah, shout out to Roger.
There you go. Very cool. Well, before we get out of here, what do you have anything that you're working on now? Do you have any projects coming up, or what's on the plate now? What's the world look like for Taylor Grace right now?
Well, my world, it's constantly changing each day. I do know I have a project set to begin production next spring.
Okay.
Spring 2020.
What type of project?
It is a short film, SAG short, called The Valley Road.
Awesome.
Written by Darren Conrad.
Okay.
And that's really all I can share at the moment.
Okay, all right.
But I'm excited. Yes, lock and throw away the key. I'll share more when I can.
Absolutely.
And I'm auditioning. I have an audition after this. And so mainly that's the main film thing going on right now. But I'm writing a lot.
Okay.
I have a script that I'm working on that... It just, all the good feelings come.
You can see it in her face. She's like, oh, man, I've got so much for you guys. I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes. So it's all good, and it's a constant roller coaster of mainly highs.
That's awesome.
So.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Taylor, you're an amazing person, and I'm sure they think you're equally as amazing, and I'm sure they want to follow you. So where can we keep up with you, everything you have going on? Where can we find you on social media?
Well, thankfully, I have all social media.
There we go. There we go.
I have Instagram. You can follow me, TaylorGrace_XO. and Facebook hashtag, or not hashtag, / I am Taylor Grace. And then Twitter's the same thing. I am Taylor Grace.
All right. Well, very good. Taylor, this has been awesome.
Thank
You're
you for
amazing.
having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being here. I'm sending good vibes your way to you and all your future endeavors. Thank you guys for joining us on another Feature Friday. As always, I am Clement Jones with ScrewUp TV, and we are out of here.
Peace. Purified. That's BPA free.
BP, I don't even know what that means.
Bifenthal
Get with the times, PJ.
It's apparently a
Bifenth?
endocrine disruptor, but
Exactly.
based on what I've read, unless you're a baby, you'll be fine.
That's what I thought. Baby Purified Alive. That's the worst
Keeps you young.
acronym probably for that ever.
Right.
Good
Well,
for your skin.
if there's babies in there, then I guess this is the fountain of
This
youth.
is technically the fountain of youth.
Basically.
Baby
Food Lion.
Food Lion. Yeah. Thanks, Food Lion.
There's just a current trend right now where Walmart's trying to move away from 24-hour places.
I will riot. I will bring my pitchfork that I
Melon.
totally have,
Talking about
and I will riot down the streets.
burning down.
I
their-
actually have a pitchfork
There you
because I
go.
live on a farm.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
So I have all of the angry mob tools.
Well, then I
you
will-
might
I will-
need.
We'll make a
Yes.
pit stop at Taylor's house before we begin our angry mob.
Yeah.
I wish you could hear.
What the?
I know. It's terrifying.
What was that? Oh my
You
God.
felt your soul leave your body,
Little bit.
right?
Did you get scared
Jesus
hearing that?
Christ.
little bit.
Mel got
Isn't
scared
that
listening.
terrifying?
Oh my God. That was pretty. Jesus Christ.
Because, like, you weren't expecting that right there.
What was it called?
The Lights Out. Just type in Lights Out short film.
I'll watch it tonight.
It's 2:42.
If I'm feeling lonely.
Wouldn't advise it.
No, because see, if you watch a scary movie at
That was
night,
scary.
you won't feel alone anymore. You'll feel like there's a monster in the room keeping you company.
That's
Thanks.
the opposite.
I will.
It's big brain stuff, man.
But yeah.
Okay. Wow. Now, there you go. I was going to take a nap. No, that's not going to happen.
Nope, not today.
Oh, man.
Not today, Satan.
Hey guys, Clement Jones here. Thanks for watching our stuff. Thanks for watching our channel. Make sure you follow us on all of our social medias at ScrewUp TV. Make sure you follow our YouTube channel and you click the notification bell. Make sure you click that so you get notified whenever we drop a new web series or sketch or anything really.